Okay, guys, let's talk about respect. And no, not just the polite please and thank you kind of respect. We're talking about the kind of deep respect that makes a woman want to stick by your side through thick and thin. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Anna Jorgensen. I help good men just like you decode modern women so you can find, attract, and keep your keeper, or simply have better relationships with women if you prefer to stay single. Welcome to Just the Tip. Now be sure to watch to the end to find out about a new coaching program. Okay, it's no secret that emotionally healthy women, the kind I assume you want as a long-term mate, crave stability, security, and leadership from their men. But how do you get there? Well, gentlemen, you follow these 10 time-tested principles. If you do, you'll be able to attract the kind of woman you want to wake up to for the rest of your life. If you don't, no good woman will respect you, and neither will anyone else, including, most importantly, yourself. So let's take a look at these principles, including examples, whether you're courting, aka making first impressions, dating, aka developing a connection, or already in a relationship, aka long-term love. Number 10 may surprise you. Be sure to keep track of how well you do on each of these traits by sharing your score in the comments. And remember, none of us is perfect, so give yourself some grace. Most of these traits are also attractive in women. Let's go. Okay, 1, stand by your values. Women respect a man with a backbone, someone who stands firm in his beliefs and values. This doesn't mean you need to go all on about your political or philosophical ideals at every chance. It means you're a man of integrity. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. If honesty, loyalty, and kindness are values you hold dear, you don't compromise them to win her favor or anyone else's. Women can smell a man who's a pushover from a mile away, and it's not attractive. Stand firm in your values, even when it's not easy, and watch how her respect of you grows. Examples: courting. Let's say when she suggests something that doesn't align with your values, you could say something like, I appreciate the invite, but I don't drink. That's just a personal choice I stick to. Or if you're dating, when she teases you about your habit of getting up early to go to the gym, you say, I've made early mornings part of my routine. It keeps me grounded. In a relationship, when deciding on how to handle a disagreement, you could say, I'm not okay with sweeping this under the rug this time. We need to talk this through. 2, pursue purpose, not just passion. Everyone loves the idea of finding your passion, but passion alone is fleeting. What earns respect is having a purpose, something bigger than just today's desires and pleasures. Whether it's your career or a personal goal or a cause you care about, having a mission shows her you're driven by something beyond instant gratification. This doesn't mean you ignore your relationship or play hard to get. It means you know what you're aiming for in life and you work toward it consistently. Women admire men who live with intention and purpose. And as an aside, most men, pretty much all men, need to have a purpose to feel okay in life. I don't even know how to describe that. You need purpose. Let's look at some examples. Courting. When she asks what you're focused on these days, you say, well, I've been dedicating time to growing my business. It's been challenging, but it's what I love. Dating. When talking about future goals, you could say something like, I'm working towards getting my certification on something that will help level up my career. Or if you're in a relationship, when discussing future life plans together, you might say, well, my long-term goal is to invest in property. I'm setting things up to make that happen. 3, lead but don't control. So leadership and control are not the same thing. Women respect men who take charge respectfully and confidently, not in a domineering or controlling manner. Leading means being decisive, having a plan, and being willing to take responsibility when things go wrong. It also means listening to her opinions and considering her perspective. Strong leadership is about collaboration, not dictatorship. When you lead, it makes her feel secure and respected, which makes her respect you more. Example: courting. When planning a first date, you say, I've booked us a table at 7 at this great spot. If you're good with that, let's do it. Dating. When discussing weekend plans, you could say something like, how about we hike in the morning and then grab some lunch after? Is that a yes? Relationship. When planning a vacation together, you could say, I'll handle the booking and the flights and hotel. Let's talk about what places you want to see. 4, Emotional stability. Let's get one thing straight. Being emotionally stable doesn't mean being emotionless. Women respect men who can handle their emotions in a mature way. If you're constantly reacting impulsively or getting defensive or blowing up over minor things, it signals immaturity and insecurity. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, most of these can apply to women as well in some way. On the flip side, if you're in tune with your emotions, but don't let them control you, she'll see you as someone she can rely on. Emotional stability means not being swayed by every little thing and knowing how to process your feelings without dragging her into your emotional chaos. Examples. Courting. When something unexpected happens, like the restaurant losing your reservation, you say something like, "No worries, we'll figure something out. I know another great place nearby." Or dating. When she's upset over something small, you say, "Okay, let's not let this ruin our night. You can talk it out if you want." Relationship. When she's emotional about an issue, you could say something like, "I'm here for you. Let's take our time figuring this out." Isn't that what you would want to hear when you're upset? Exactly. This is not about ignoring red flags. No, more on that in a minute. 5, be authentic. There's nothing sexier or more respectable than authenticity. Pretending to be something you're not to impress a woman or anyone is the fastest way to lose their respect. If you're confident in who you are and aren't afraid to show your true self, flaws and all, she'll not only respect you, but appreciate you more. Authenticity also means being vulnerable at the right times, letting her in on your challenges and sometimes insecurities, but not making her responsible for fixing them. There is a huge difference between attractive vulnerability and unattractive vulnerability, and you want to watch my video on that, but be real, not a facade. Example. Courting. When sharing your thoughts about a topic, you might say something like, "Well, actually, I'm not into that trendy stuff. I prefer staying true to what works for me." Or dating. When she asks about your taste in music, you say, "I know it's old school, but I'm a classic rock kind of guy at heart." Or in a relationship, when discussing your feelings about something difficult, you might say, "I'm not great at this, but I need to tell you, I've been feeling stressed at work." And again, if you want to know the difference between weak and strong vulnerability, then you'll want to watch this video after or later or at some point. Okay, let's move on. 6, set boundaries and respect hers. Respect is a two-way street. A woman will respect a man who sets clear boundaries in his life, whether it's with his time or his energy or even his personal space. In fact, the only way she can respect you is if you respect yourself. This shows that you respect yourself. Now, on the flip side, respecting her boundaries is just as important. Don't push or test the limits when she needs space or time to reset. Respecting each other's boundaries builds mutual respect and strengthens trust. Example, courting. When she hints at taking things slower, you could say, "I'm cool with going at your pace. I respect where you're at the same time, I need XYZ. Dating. When she's not ready to introduce you to her family yet, you could say, "No rush, we'll meet them when you feel it's the right time." Relationship. When she wants alone time after an argument, you could say, "Take the time you need. I'll be here when you're ready to talk." Now, if she's prone to not coming back to the topic, you can say instead, "Let's reconvene on this discussion on the weekend." Number 7, keep your word. Consistency is key. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you make a promise, follow through. Nothing diminishes respect faster than broken promises or flaking out. Women want to know they can count on you, and part of that comes from being reliable. Being dependable isn't only about showing up when you say you will. It's about being consistent in your actions, your words, and your treatment of her. Examples. Courting. After agreeing to a time to meet up, you say, "I need to do some work after our date, but I'll pick you up at 7 as promised." Dating. When you promise to help her move next Saturday, but your buddy from high school is in town, you say, "Don't worry, I've already got my day cleared for helping you move, and I've got an extra set of hands." Relationship. When making a promise to move in by a certain time, but you're not quite ready, you could say, "I'm committed to this relationship and I do mean it. At the same time, I have some concerns. Before we start packing, let's talk about the logistics of living together." Number 8, Maintain independence. Okay, so while relationships do thrive on togetherness, women respect a man who also has his own life interests and independence. You don't need to be attached at the hip to prove you care. In fact, keeping some individuality makes the relationship stronger. It shows you're self-sufficient, confident, and not needy. Needing constant validation or attention can push her away. Key point: needy men create naggy women. Mother mode suppresses lover mode. Instead, maintain your independence while still being a supportive partner. This balance is crucial for long-term respect. It also makes you more interesting and maintains a healthy subconscious niggling that you're okay solo and attractive to other women. Examples: let's say courting. When she suggests canceling your weekend plans to hang out, you say, I've got plans with friends this weekend, but let's find another time next week. Don't justify or over-explain yourself, but do answer reasonable questions. What's reasonable? What would you want to know? Dating. When she asks if you can skip your hobby to hang out, you could say, I've got my guys' night tonight, but how's your day tomorrow? In a relationship, when balancing time between your relationship and personal interests, you could say, I'm going to head out to work on my project for a bit. I'll be back in time to go for dinner. Number 9, protect and provide. Okay, so biology is a thing, gentlemen. Women are naturally attracted to men who can and will provide and protect. This doesn't just mean financially, though that is a part of it. Like it or not, most women want a man who makes more than them or has a high status masculine job like a fireman. If that's not you, do not fret. Providing can also include emotional support, security, and being an emotionally strong, steady presence in her life. Protecting her doesn't mean you're jumping into every argument she has with her boss or her friends. It means you're there when she needs you, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Examples: courting. When she's worried about getting home late, you might say, let me walk you to your car. I want to make sure you're safe. Now, if she's a feminist, say it with a cheeky grin and a wink to offset her automatic indoctrination trigger. Dating. When she's stressed about her workload, you could say, let's break it down together. Or do you want the weekend to yourself just to catch up? Okay, so relationship. When she's feeling anxious about the state of the world, you could say, whatever happens, I got your back. We'll face it together. Key point for the ladies on what a man needs in lieu of protection and provision. Men need our unequivocal loyalty, not just sexual fidelity, but emotional loyalty. It can be displayed as simply as defending him without question, even if you disagree. Protect his pride in public. Discuss your differences in private. Now, just before I reveal number 10, which may surprise you, if you have found value in this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. And be sure to watch to the end if you want to know what to do if you follow these principles and she still doesn't treat you with respect. Okay, number 10, stay humble but confident. So confidence is a major turn on, but arrogance, well, not so much. Now, unless she's a gold digger or excessively shallow, women respect men who know their worth but don't need to shout it from the rooftops. A humble man doesn't seek validation from others or need to show off his achievements. He's secure in himself but doesn't flaunt it. Being humble doesn't mean being meek or passive. Heck no, it means knowing your strengths and acting from a place of quiet confidence. Now, this can vary a bit from culture and country. Example: courting. When she compliments your success, you could say, thanks, I've worked hard for it, but I'm always learning. Now, just a tip for ladies, we do not compliment men nearly enough, often because we're afraid they will use it to get something from us. This is not how emotionally healthy men are built. If you compliment him, he will be more inspired to do more of what got him that praise. Don't abuse this info. Okay, dating. When she praises your ability to handle changes or challenges, you say something like, I've learned a lot through trial and error. I'm a work in progress, but I'm getting there. In a relationship, when she tells you how much she appreciates you, you could say, I'm lucky to have you too. We make a great team. Deep respect doesn't come just from treating each other well, though that is a big part of it. It's about living by a set of principles that show you are a mate of value. When a man embodies these principles, women will naturally respect you, and that respect, my friend, is the foundation of lasting, loyal love. But what if you live by these principles and she still treats you like rubbish? Remember, it's a team effort. She needs to abide these principles as well. Speaking of team effort, if you're ready to stop wasting time on the throwbacks and finally meet the kind of woman who deeply respects you, my new coaching program is exactly what you need. You'll learn to master online dating if you so choose to, flirting, having true confidence with women, to finding your keeper, or simply getting some action if that's what you prefer. Spots are limited, so click the link in the description or the pinned comment or the QR code and book a free call. Let's get you the results you want. Now, go out there and start living these principles like the king I know you are. Lots of love. God bless.